lean in. Let me tell you of women in the business of saving. Women who do the heavy lifting while the world watches from the sidelines. Women who, when given the broken, decided to be their own saviors. And we let you bask in the greatness. That is, should you be so lucky to be granted this magic, and you so vain you think we do this for you. As if we don't have our own dreams to ignite. As if the women of Atlanta and Wakanda have nothing better to do than to put a city on their backs. Lean in. We save ourselves first and you get saved in the process. And ain't that the way it always goes? We suit up and you are saved just by touching the hem of our garments. I say glory to the women who fight for something worth saving. Glory to the women who are actually in the paint. I say I see you. You be visible and you be worthy of all this praise. Do it for the dream.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Listen, you guys, I'm hyped. The WNBA season is here. It started, as you guys know. Our first game was on Twitter. Shouts to Twitter. Shouts to Amazon Prime. Let me bring in my two lit crew real quick before I go on a tangent. We got my Snooker Booker, as you guys know. We got Cole. We got Paul. That's the two lit crew. They're here. As y'all can see, Snooker Booker is in the A, okay? Because it's WNBA season, baby. So I want to just take some time to shout out the sponsors that have shown up and showed out. WNBA Weekly airs on NBA TV every single week, talking about only WNBA content. Only WNBA content. There's not very many shows, if any, that are doing that on linear TV. Shouts to Prime Video that's going to air some of the games, airing the Commissioner Cup. Shouts to Twitter. They're going to be airing games. Facebook, all the other ones, ESPN, because exposure matters. It's not going to be a surprise that viewership's up. Why? Because people have more ways to view it. Shouts to WNBA League Pass for being there and having every game. But I digress. You guys, I'm sure, want to hear some things about the Atlanta Dream. Okay, so we didn't win our first game. It happens. Obviously, I would have loved to win the first game, but we're dealing with a lot. And I'm not going to be that one that breaks down every single game, but this was the first game, and I know that people would want to hear how I feel about it. How I feel about it is one game doesn't mean much. I'm looking towards tomorrow. We have another game to get back in there. So I know that it's a building process and we're rebuilding. That doesn't mean we can't win right now, but that means that I'm understanding if we don't. So that's just how I feel. Okay, so listen, Snooker Booker, you've been having a nice little time here in the A already. Went to the Hawks game yesterday. How was that? How did you not yesterday, but how did you like the Hawks experience?
Oh, it was wonderful. We sit up there in the social category, up there in the top. And
social category is called Atlanta Social. I got Snook, Diddy, Suzanne, Serena. I got them some nicer seats in Atlanta Social. You get free food. They bring you drinks. It's basically like the club, like what is the section called?
VIP.
Yeah, it's like, this is Atlanta, people. So we basically have a VIP whole section in State Farm Arena. Snook, Diddy, Serena, and Suzanne was in the building.
Yes, it was wonderful. The Hawks, let me just first say, the Hawks clinched the playoff. And they were playing one of my favorite players, and it wasn't AI, but it was Russell Westbrook. And, anytime he's on the floor, the game is always in jeopardy. So they were able to pull it off. And that tickled me to death. And
so,
secondly, I got to attend the Dream's first game of the season. And it brought me back to a lot of past memories where I was always in the house for Renee's first game of the season, whether it was in high school, college, or the pros. So I love that.
It's crazy. Like it's like everything's still the same. Like I was not surprised when Snook and Diddy came up for the first game of the season because they always do. It's just crazy because now I'm actually not playing. It's a different role, but we're still turned hype. We still support the same way. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. So you guys, we have some things coming out on the 21st. Those things, I'm glad you asked. My starting 5 NFTs. You see it coming soon. That's not the NFT. That's just it's coming soon picture graphic that we wanted to show you guys. But VP, can you just break down what's about to happen?
Nah, can't break it down.
We can't break it down. We're going to.
It's a secret. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. Then we are not going to break it down. You guys, May 21st, you have to check it out because if you guys don't know, we've been talking about these NFTs and all this other stuff for a long time, but I have my own. And I've seen a lot of NFTs. Not all of them are great. I'm just going to say that, but I really do think mine are about to be lit. Y'all tell me, but we're trying to do some things.
We went international.
What do you say?
We went international.
I thought you said we wasn't going to tell them.
That's a teaser.
Yeah.
A teaser is we went international. We have different types of artists bringing these NFTs together. We're going to tell a story with the NFTs. They all have some type of connection to my life. Not even just starting in college, starting before college, high school. There's a storytelling aspect to it. Get into it. We're excited. Yes, we went international with it. I'm trying to do it big. We're trying to like really do some things. So it's exciting. That's coming up. But let's talk about some things that are already out, some things that are already happening on Remote Scoreboard. BP, what's on the list?
Yeah, and just going back to the WNBA games, they're also going to be televised on CBS Sports and ABC, which I think is pretty big.
Right? Yeah, that's huge. I think that's huge. The first game, the games on Saturday were on ABC.
Yep, that's huge.
Mainstream. Anytime you can get to mainstream America where, they don't have to pay the cable bill to watch it.
Yes.
True. That's access.
Okay, so I was going to go with a lot of NFT stuff, but there wasn't that much new news because, we've kind of been reporting on it, but I do have one. But the first thing, pretty interesting, that NBA, NFL, NHL, MLS, and MLB teams combined have surpassed 1 billion followers, but it only beats Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar by like a few 100,000. So 3 people beat out the whole leagues, basically.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
These soccer players, I'm glad you said that, BP, because the Forbes top paid athletes list came out. And
that's what I was going to say next.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to steal your shine. Okay, well, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing. We don't talk about this stuff beforehand because I didn't even know. Tell them.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Anyways, I'll say it after. But yeah, so the Forbes list came out. Top 10 was Conor McGregor, Messi, Ronaldo, Dak Prescott, LeBron, Neymar, Roger Federer, Lewis Hamilton, Tom Brady, Kevin Durant.
So if anybody noticed anything about that list, there are no
Osaka
women.
wasn't on there.
Who?
Naomi Osaka.
Okay, so I thought Naomi Osaka would have been a short, like if you've seen the list of sponsors she has, it's elite. I'm talking about Cartier, Louis Vuitton. It's like upscale sponsorships. It's crazy that there's not one woman on that top 10 list. It's actually not crazy, but I'm glad that we can talk about it because it's crazy that there's not one woman in the top 10 in any sport.
I feel like Serena's usually kind of on it though, or like borderline on it.
She is. Serena Williams usually has cracked it.
But that's based on winning usually, not sponsorships,
It just shows the state of affairs for women in this country and probably all over the world. It's just hard for us to move up into those realms that
and Osaka might be on there next year because like all of her stuff is
yeah. That's true. She may be on there next year. But still, the point remains. Well, the first thing is soccer players are out here getting that dough. I'm just going to say that because for them to have multiple people on the list, soccer is an international sport. So whenever you have that international appeal, there's way more brands that you can be sponsored by, companies you can be sponsored by. Conor McGregor, there's an interesting story with that. I think it was Cristiano Ronaldo and Conor McGregor were having a conversation 5 years ago. And Conor McGregor told him that he was going to take his spot in the number 1 for top paid athletes. And he did. So if that's how it works, Conor McGregor, I want to take your spot. I'm not an athlete anymore. So I don't know how that works, but I'm just going to say it out loud in hopes that maybe 5-10 years, I'm up there at 180 million. That's what Conor McGregor's at to be at the top of the list. I would love to be at that 180 mil for 1 year, creating something. Conor McGregor created whiskey, by the way. He created his own whiskey that blew up. He sold it for what, 600 million, a piece of it for 600 million, something crazy like that. So, hey, I want to be on top of the Forbes list. If that's how it works, saying it out loud, I'm putting my bid in.
That's called speaking it into existence.
That's
bam.
right.
That's
That's
what we
right.
doing.
That's right.
VP, what's next?
Yeah, and just a few more stats on that. Like Messi made the most on the field at 97 million.
Woo.
So
Soccer is making
that's-
money. How you feel? Like,
that's
imagine in 1 year, Cole, you make $97 million in 1 year.
I don't know if I should put a soccer ball in front of Vance or a baseball in his hand. It's a toss up right now. I don't know which way we're gonna go. We're gonna kick it or we're gonna throw it. Which one we gonna do? We're gonna kick it or we're gonna throw it.
It's funny you say that because that also proves the point that baseball isn't doing well in marketing on the count of they're not making the off the field money.
That's true. But you know what? I don't know very many baseball players. Like, I don't see them in commercials. Now that I think about it,
They
like,
don't need to. Their money is guaranteed. They
Yeah,
have
that's what-
guaranteed
that's right.
funds, so they don't have to scoot, because basketball players, you roll that ankle, that knee, it's done. You're done. Your endorsements to your money. Same thing with football players. This is guaranteed money, so they could sit back on their money and know they're good.
so they chilling. But why aren't the brands going after these guys?
I don't know, but the
Maybe
other
'cause
interest,
Probably because it's expensive. It's expensive. I mean, they get paid. So it's not like
I
with
don't think
soccer,
it
it's a
works
shoe.
like that.
But soccer, it's like soccer. It's soccer. It's the branding of the shoes and the clothing. Who wants baseball clothes other than the jerseys?
I mean, you might be on it as something, considering it hasn't happened. So you might. I mean, I don't know why soccer players aren't. I'm trying to think. I know Acuna, but I'm here in Atlanta. I know he's swaggy. I know a lot of people like him, but I don't know very many soccer players. Like, it's sad because I would say A-Rod, like, like I mean, not soccer, I meant baseball. Like, I don't know very many baseball players. Snook, name 3 baseball players.
current ones.
Jackie Robinson.
No, current players.
Babe Ruth.
No.
Right. See?
Cole, name 3 baseball players.
I'm not even gonna sit here and try. I only know the ones. I'm like, Mom, A-Rod. I mean, I don't know any current baseball players. I just don't.
Wow. VP, I know you know some. Are you working with any baseball players, VP?
Nah.
Wow.
Aaron, I could name 3. I mean, Aaron Judge and Mike Trout is the best player. He might be the best player ever. And nobody knows about him.
What about Acuna?
No. Like Mike Trout might be the best player ever.
Oh, I mean, but who's good right now?
Oh yeah, like he's good. Yeah, Acuna's good. He's up and coming. He kind of took a bad deal, as we reported.
He took a bad deal?
Yeah, he got $100 million for like 6 or 7 years, and then Fernando Tatis Jr. got the $300 million for 7 years.
Oh my gosh, $300 million for 7 years. I'm telling you what, to me, I would treat that like, in 7 years, nobody talk to me. I'm going to be on an island. I'm going to be living my best life, sipping pina coladas. Yeah. I'm going to be having a blast. I would be the type that, look, I'm already easily entertained. Like, I don't need a lot. So if I have that type of money where I could just make my whole island with my family, y'all come visit me whenever you want. Flights on me.
We're going to live there, honey.
Just give us a hut on the other side. Just put a hut on the other side.
Always trying to move in.
I'll take the pool house on the other side.
Okay, I get everybody a pool house. If I got a 7-year, $300 million deal, I'm buying the island. I heard you can rent them per day for like $200,000. Bill Gates' wife is doing that right now, but I'm gonna just go ahead and buy the thing. That's what we gonna do. Don't let me get some money. My whole family, we on. What's next, VP?
So actually going to another athlete, and I know you love him for his business deals, is Shaq. They listed all of his investments. So it's alkaline water, Apple, PepsiCo, Twitter, real estate, Vegas clubs, Papa John's, Google, 24-hour fitness, Auntie Anne's, Uber and Lyft, Krispy Kreme, car washes, auto insurance, Ring, and vitamin water.
Well, that's it.
That's right.
I didn't hear go to the general and make some time. Like, that ain't it.
No, these are investments.
Oh.
Look, we're all like, oh.
Yeah. Not sponsored.
That just changed everything. That
Investments.
made my
Oh, yeah,
mind.
and I don't know
explode.
why
You
they
mean to
didn't
tell me
list
he invested in Lyft and Uber.
Yeah, and
He said he gonna be on both sides.
they forgot the Kings. I believe he still owns part of the Kings too.
Oh, that's exactly what he said. That's fail proof because if one takes over the other, or what? Wow.
That's smart
Google?
because Lyft was really popular on the West Coast first, and then Uber was.
But I'm trying to figure out. I didn't even know if Google was accepting investors. It seems like they're already good in that department. Like, how? Where did he get in?
He probably got different connects.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean he just bought in.
Yeah, it says pre-IPO actually.
Wow. So he pre-IPO money? That means he good money. He good money.
When I just think about the things that Shaq has done, people always talk about that's goals. When you can be so to me, I look at it this way. Sometimes brands want a particular type of thing. They say, oh, this aligns with our brand. Basically, what we're thinking about when it comes to Shaq, what I think about is he can go with any brand. It doesn't matter the brand. It doesn't matter the company. It doesn't matter if it's upscale, not upscale, if it's car insurance or if it's the general. He fits any brand. That's pretty lit. That's lit as a human that you can fit any brand's mold. Wow, Shaq. Yeah. So they didn't have the list of who sponsors him because we wouldn't even be able to say them all on the podcast.
Yeah, we wouldn't. That'd be a list. That'd be a list.
Oh, he also owns 155 Five Guys.
Oh, Five Guys burgers and fries?
Oh no, he sold it already.
He sold all 155 of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bank.
So all right, his net worth they said it's 400,000. I mean 400 million, but I think it's more.
No, but that's good. I like
40,
that.
Yeah, 400 million.
I like when the net worth is lower than what it really is.
You don't need that.
People probably be counting his pockets.
No, but I say nobody needs to be in your pockets like that.
Yeah. No one. Wow. Come on, Shaq. I love everything Shaq does. I'm sorry. He created the Shaq Bowl. Think about.
Yes.
And
it was popping.
He created a pre-show for the Super Bowl that was going to rival the Super Bowl's pre-show. And he did it with his sponsors. Sponsors he already currently had. He just reached out to them and was like, yo, I'm trying to do a thing. And voila, the Shaq Bowl was created. Tim Tebow was there. What? Shaq is goals. I don't even usually say people are goals, but to be that fluid, to me, that's a talent. That's a skill. He's killing it. Who's on his team? Because I think about my team, Shaq got a team. Okay. Is that everything? Or you got any bonus ones, VP? Oh, what you say, Snook?
I said, you got a team too.
I got a squad too. Y'all looking at most of the squad. Serena's not pictured right now. She's a big part of the squad. Kimberly, Glam Squad gets me all the way together. So I got a squad too.
Oh yeah. So the last one, well, I was going to say about the WNBA and Amazon deal, but you already talked about it. But the last one, NFT, I had to find something. And the Webster dictionary made their own NFT. And it's the definition of an NFT. It's a book. It's the book opening, and then it says the definition of the NFT. And currently, any guesses how many thousands of dollars it's going for right now? It has 1 day left.
500,000.
1 mil.
25,000.
That's exactly what it's going for.
Shut up!
Is that your bid, Renee?
Huh?
Listen, that's your bid.
Listen, I want to get to that 25K range. Is it a 1 of 1?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Come on. Y'all got to get me to the 1 of 1, 25K range.
That was pretty clever, I guess.
Yeah, it was very clever. It was very smart.
Do y'all see what's happening?
Very
the
smart.
Dictionary made an NFT.
They just made more than the dictionary.
An NFT. That's
2021.
They made more than a whole library of dictionaries at a school or a college.
Right.
Facts. Okay, is that it? What else you got?
Oh, wait a minute. Real quick. Got a rant. I want to talk about something that's happening right now.
Yes.
It's more upsetting than the gas shortage. There is a Chick-fil-A sauce shortage.
I saw that.
I'm done. Let me tell you what happened. Forget the gas. Forget the gas.
Forget the gas. I got less than a half a tank.
I mean, I understand people are upset about the gas. I'm not saying the gas is not important.
No,
I'm saying right in this moment. Let me tell you what happened. We had a power outage in my house. We had to throw away a lot of our food, including my sauces. I went to Chick-fil-A to replace the sauce, and they say, "Oh, we're sorry, we have a sauce shortage." I said, "What do you? What? How does that even happen? Like, how do you not be able to make sauce?"
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A has a sauce shortage, and that to me is breaking news. I mean, the gas is going to be back in a couple of days. We've heard the pipeline has been fixed. They're going to resume gas at its regular scheduled times.
Oh, for real?
Where
is
is
that
the Chick-fil-A sauce? Yes, this pipeline was fixed, or whatever they did, they fixed it.
Because I was going to take an Uber until further notice everywhere I was going. I was going to save my little bit of gas.
Oh,
I got one. I do have one bonus one I forgot.
Okay,
but hold on a second.
Can I just say one thing about Nicole's rant?
Yeah.
I won't name the chicken company that did it, but we have poured into a chicken company and they were out of chicken, and that's what they sell. I mean, come on now.
So Snook is talking about how we went to a chicken restaurant. I don't really care. Wasn't it Kentucky Fried Chicken? I don't care to say. We went to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Ew. First of all,
they didn't have any chicken.
This was years ago. Was this years ago?
This was years ago. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant you just went.
Oh,
I
no.
don't eat at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, we don't. No, but this is when Kentucky
good.
Fried Chicken was popping.
Oh, good. I was about to say,
They was on top. And when we went to the chicken place, no chicken.
No chicken. You Kentucky Fried Chicken with no chicken. I mean, I know that happens, but to me, it's 90% of your menu. So we was ordering different things thinking, oh, they don't have that chicken. They didn't have no chicken.
No breasts, no wings, no thighs, no legs, no
spicy, no regular, no extra crispy.
Extra crispy, nothing. I said, why y'all have the doors open? Why are y'all even taking orders at the window? Y'all should just turn the lights out.
You want any sides? Huh? For chicken. What?
All right,
that was probably the last time I went there too. Like, come on, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I got the bonus one I forgot.
What is it?
I think Cole balled out last week in bowling. I saw on one of her son's stories.
He is. Paul is following us.
Yay! My son, yes. I had to tell them it was Mother's Day. I had to show them what a mother can do. I was out there smacking them.
So wait a minute. Cole, talk to us. So I love when this happens because kids probably think that they can beat adults in everything. They think they're smarter than us. They think we haven't been young before. What did you do to my nephews, Cole?
So they were sleeping on me. The conversation was going back and forth amongst the men. It was between the oldest, Shannon, and Trill, and then my husband. Oh, we're going to do this. And Advances in there like, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. No one even put me in the conversation. I wasn't even a threat. So then I went out there and my first move was a strike, and then everybody was like, "Oh, fall out the chairs,
get into it,
get on mom because mom is trying to do some things." Oh, I killed them. And Trill had a nerve to post. Trill had a nerve to post on his social media that spending Mother's Day with my mom, and he accidentally got the score, and he said they lit him up. Ooh. They was like, "Oh boy, you trash."
Does anybody remember that score? Huh? Does anybody remember that whooping? What was the score?
120 something?
It was 120 something, yeah. 120 something to I was striking them out. Oh yeah. Didn't even think I was gonna do anything. Just having a nice little roundabout. I'm just sitting there like, oh, I guess I'm not in the game.
Don't that sound about America? Okay, the future's female. Y'all better get into it.
Yes.
We love to see it.
That was funny.
Okay. I like that. Any more breaking news? What else y'all got for me?
That was breaking news from the Remotely Renee Instagram.
Wow, I like that. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so we've been talking about my NFTs. It's my starting 5. So as you can guess, there's 5 of them. And the storytelling, I think, is what really is the coolest part of the NFTs. I mean, they're going to look aesthetically pleasing. They're going to be lit, but there's a story to these. There's people that they knew what we wanted to do and then they created it. So we want you to see from the artist's mind how these NFTs were created. Part 1, check it out.
Thanks so much, Renee. I'm Jonah Ballo, the head of content and production at Heartland Group, and I'm joined by my partner here, Elliot Gerard, who's the head of creative at Heartland Group, and we're the team behind the scenes working on the creative and the production for Remotely Renee every single week. But today, we're talking about a unique opportunity when Renee and her squad came to us about creating her NFT collection. And Elliot, I think this was an amazing opportunity for us to not only come up with the overall concept, but then reach in our collective of artists. And we did not only look in the United States, we went around the globe to find the best artists in the world to really tackle this unique opportunity. I know the NFT space is exploding, but we wanted Renee's starting 5 collection to really shine above all.
We knew this had to be special to capture her career and, post-career. So we wanted to, like Jonah was saying, we wanted to create a virtual world for her that encapsulates both sports and artwork, because a lot of these NFTs, some of them have just been a tweet or just a photo or a highlight. We wanted this to be artwork, and Renee really respects that part of this process. And with us working on the podcast, she's always embracing the artwork. So we wanted to make it this 3D gallery that sat above the NFT court, almost like a jerseys in the rafters, but it's artwork in the rafters. So things would be being pulled up above the court and displayed above the court in these beautiful glass boxes, using the kind of colors that we've built with the Remotely Renee brand. We brought that into this NFT court world as well. And yeah, I'm so excited to show everyone, because I really think it meshes it really well together.
Yeah, Elliot, I think when you talk about the overall concept, it was an NFT court that we decided was going to be the basic concept for it. And then these NFTs were going to live in this 3D space that we were going to create. But it was really fun to kind of dive into this unique concept, right? Where you can mix the technology, right, and basketball. And that's a lot of what Remotely Renee is about. And Renee is obviously involved in the tech space, in business, and in athletics, and obviously being a former WNBA superstar. So we wanted to mix all of these elements, bring it to life, and then shine a light on each specific NFT. So I think from an overall concept, that's where we landed. And then each artist was going to bring something unique to the table.
Well, like I always said, Renee has a great eye. She found us when I was working on Hooper's Vote. I created a piece for her, and she knew we were the team that she wanted to work with. So we always are trying to push the limits with the artwork that we create for her, whether it's for the podcast and for this NFT. And we wanted to find the right artist for the right pieces. And also, making sure that we really captured the diversity in the art field, making sure that there were people from China, Italy, all backgrounds. One of the things that I think makes us special is that we have such great relationships with artists all around the world. And it's something that I prided myself on as an artist. I always want to collaborate with them.
Elliot, next week we are going to dive into the artist and have some messages that they actually sent through about what it means to be involved in this project. And again, amazing talent within our collective that we were able to collaborate with on this project. And we handpicked these artists because we felt so strongly about what they bring to the table and our previous relationship with them. But today we're going to talk a little bit about the NFTs, right? There's going to be 5 of these, and they're focused on monumental moments in Renee's career and life. And this is what brings a whole new level to the collection, right? It's not just a highlight. It's certain moments in her career and life that she wanted to bring to the NFT collection. And it has some meaning behind it, some thought, obviously, and really tells a story about who Renee Montgomery is. And again, in this tech, sports, and business world that she overlaps in, I think this is a perfect way to tell that story. One is about the record amount of threes she hit in a WNBA game, right? There's another one that shines a light on the 6 rings she's collected, in a storied basketball career. There's another one where she has her emotional moment when she's announcing her retirement. There's another one about her tweet where she's opting out of the 2020 WNBA season. So you can see that there's a lot of impactful moments that are going to be told through this artwork. And I think that's what's so special to us. And each artist really did a great job at capturing the meaning behind it, the thought behind it, And we're so excited. So again, next week, we are going to bring you some messages from the artist, a little sneak peek behind the scenes at what these NFTs look like. So stay tuned for that. But again, we couldn't be more proud to work on this project. It's been a blast to be on Remotely Renee from a production and creative standpoint, and now this new collection that is going to launch here in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for it. And Elliot and I will be back next week to bring you a little bit more information. And again, hear from the artist and a little peek at what these NFTs look like.
All right, so we've been talking about it, and it is here. Remote game show. We need like all kinds of sounds. Yes, we got a game show. It's a 5-minute show. We're going to ask 5 questions, and we're going to have a guest. Our guest today is Bryce Young. We're going to have him on here. He's going to answer 5 questions. He has 2 minutes to do it. The last question, all first 4 questions are going to be just random trivia. The last question is going to be a question specific to Remotely Renee. So you have to watch the show to get all 5. What's the prizes? Never thought you'd ask. The prizes are you get $20 per answer, and everybody gets an NFT when they leave. So you know we're into this tech, crypto, NFT world. So you automatically get a free, not NFT, I'm sorry, you get a free Top Shot. So 2 minutes on the clock. Do you understand the rules, Bryce? You have 2 minutes to answer 5 questions to win $100 and an NFT, or I'm sorry, a Top Shot.
Understand.
Understand. Okay. VP, let's get it started. 2 minutes. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. What is the offspring of a kangaroo called?
A Joey.
Wow. Ding, ding, ding. How many pairs of wings does a bee have?
2.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, you better get some money. What is your body's largest organ? I can see the wheels spinning. What is it?
Is it appendix?
Skin. Trick question, kind of. You wouldn't have thought that was an organ. The Olympics are held every how many years?
4 years.
And is there one more question? Was that 4 or 3?
That was 4.
That was 4.
That was 4?
Yep.
What is the name? What is the name of the game segment that Renee and the Too Lit crew play every week honoring other people?
Y'all
better be watching Remotely Renee now. Everybody better not be getting these questions wrong.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
You don't know? You don't even have a guess? The answer is Remote Roses, where we give out roses every single week to honor somebody that's doing it big in the community. BB, you got 4 out of 5 questions. What's your Cash App? Say it out loud in case somebody wants to give you some free money too.
It's YRYCEYOUNG, like Rice Young.
YRYCEYOUNG, Rice Rung. Okay, I will be sending $80 to your account. Thank you for coming on the Remote Game Show, baby.
Thank you for having me.
Can I borrow 20?
Oh, this is easy.
Huh?
Can I borrow $20, Bryce?
It's going straight into the bank account. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, I love that. Okay, BB, thank you for hopping on here and joining us. That's easy lifting.
Yeah. All right.
I'm really about to send you your money, like not now, but right now.
All right, Bryce.
All right. All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you, BB.
You baby.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so listen, we had the Flash on here. I just had to say it out. It was word vomit. I'm sorry. We had the Flash, aka Grant Gustin, on the pod for Remotely One-on-One. And you guys, it's the real Flash that's on TV, but he's also a really dope guy. I was talking to him about I was talking to him about filming. How does he do it? I think he was in Canada when we talked. It's just a different life. So I talked to him about even his first films and how he felt when he was new on set. So check it out. We had Grant Gustin, the Flash, on Remotely One-on-One. Check it out. But okay, so you are the son of a professor, which my mom is a college professor, and then you're also the son of a pediatric nurse. So when little Grant was growing up, did he know that he was going to be an entertainer?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I didn't think about it in terms of my career ever is how I always kind of talk about that, where my parents probably knew, like I was just playing dress up, I guess, with like from movie characters and making
Yeah.
my siblings do it with me. And I got into tap dancing as like an 8-year-old, and started doing theater at 10. And yeah, it was just always what I loved to do. And it consumed my imagination and my imaginary playtime at home. And I honestly didn't think like this is my career until I was like probably a freshman in college. And I was like, paying to study theater. And
Yeah.
that's when you kind of have to make that decision. But it's all I've ever loved and all I've ever done. So yeah.
So that's crazy. So when did you start to get like recognition where people are like, okay, I know he's been tap dancing around the house, but like he's actually really good.
It was my mom. I mean, my mom is all she was never a stage mom, she was never hovering over me and like making me do things I didn't want to do. But she saw kind of my passions really before I had acknowledged what those passions were. And she really helped me channel those things. Like I was obsessed with Savion Glover as a kid. I forget how I even discovered him, but I was obsessed with Savion Glover and the movie Singing in the Rain and Gene Kelly in particular. And I would watch it again and again and again. And she made me go to a tap class. I resisted at first, but she knew I would love it. And she got me into a tap class. And then I at every stage, I always had to have some mentor kind of like push me in the right direction as a kid, just because I've always been shy. And I don't like to fail, and I don't like to be embarrassed. And I feel like I always had to have people encourage me to get out there and do what I clearly love to do.
No, that's I think that's all of us. And that's how my son is, by the way. But what would you consider your first big role? And the reason I asked that is because I've talked to a lot of different actors and actresses, and like Vivica Fox, what I thought her first big role was, she was like, no, to me, my first big role was this. So what was your first, like, into you big role?
I mean, really, if we want to break it down like that, I was 11 and I had been doing theater for about community theater for about a year at that point. And I'd been like tap dancing for a few years. And our theater company, the Hurrah Players in Norfolk, Virginia, was doing a version of like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka. I forget what we actually called it, because it probably wasn't 100% like sanctioned, like legal production, because it was like it was like the movie on stage. And I was Charlie, and it was like the first time, getting to like do this, be a big role on stage. And that's probably when I really, really fell in love with being on stage and playing a character. And that's ultimately when I knew that's what I wanted to do, even if I wasn't really thinking about it in those terms. Like ever since then, I mean, I've never thought about doing anything else with my life, really.
That's beautiful. And so a lot of these things we talked about tap dancing, but you're actually a singer and an actor. And so for you, did you ever have to kind of choose an avenue like, all right, I'm going to pursue the act? Was it always acting, or did you always want to sing and act, or what was that thought process like?
I was not naturally gifted singer by any means. I still don't think of myself as like, I can sing. I can I can get by, but I know a lot of amazing singers that like that's like their calling and like that's their true talent. And I'm not that. Like I can pull it off for roles, but I'm never gonna have like a singing career. I'm never gonna be like an artist in that sense. And I think like dance was the first thing that really spoke to me, and that I was probably the most naturally gifted at. And I think I thought that like my trajectory, my career path was more along the lines of being like in the ensemble of like Broadway shows and whatnot, and hopefully eventually getting to like be a lead on Broadway or something. But I mean, my first like big professional gig was Baby John in West Side Story, who's just like one of the Jets, and that dancing's really tough. And I took a lot of ballet and all kinds of dance growing up. And I think dancing is what I kind of focused on the most through high school and college, thinking like that's what I was best at. But somewhere in high school, and definitely more so I only did 2 years of college before I got West Side and left to do that. But I shifted my focus to acting, and I knew that was more like, I didn't like going to dance class. I didn't like doing the work that was required to like be a great dancer. And I was much more interested in working on the craft of acting. So I guess around when I was like 18, I think it kind of shifted to knowing that's more where my real passion was for the arts.
No, I
But it's
love
nice
that.
I now have
So,
like dance and singing in my back pocket, and I can pull it out.
like you can sing. I don't hear anything else about that. You can sing, because I'm going to bring up, you were on Glee, and to me that looks like the funnest set ever to be a part of. You're singing and dancing, everybody's just breaking out in song. I feel like that's what I want my life to be. What was it like being on that set?
It was surreal. I had never really been on TV like that. I'd done a few like local or regional things as a kid growing up, like commercials and stuff that were like Virginia commercials. But nothing like that. And I was 21 when I got it. Had been touring with West Side for the year. And I met my manager, who I'm still with. We've been together for like 10, 11 years now. 10 years, I guess. Yeah. And he saw me in West Side and reached out to me, and we started working together, sending in audition tapes for stuff. And I sent one in for Glee for an episode I didn't get. And they kept me in mind for this role that came up that I eventually got. And my West Side tour was in Costa Mesa at the time. So I like took a train down and auditioned in the room and could like to LA to audition, and got it. And I had like 2 weeks left on my year tour of West Side, and the producers let me out to go do this gig. Like, let me out. I was about to be done in 2 weeks anyway. So they let me leave early. And so I'm in LA, like, for 12 hours, and then I'm on set, and it's, kind of a whirlwind. And I'm working with Chris Colfer and Darren Criss on my first day, who were two of the main guys. And I was tripping. I was like, I was
about to ask that, like what? You just all of a sudden on a Hollywood set.
Yeah, and it's crazy. They shoot at Paramount, which is like a real lot, and it's like a real Hollywood kind of experience. Like, it's just there's no singing or dancing that day. It's just a scene with Chris and Darren, and they were both so sweet and helpful. And Darren even gave me like a set 101 book to kind of help me out. And we had a lot of mutual friends. He called me the day before and really helped me like not freak out, which was, awesome of him. Because you don't know anything. Like, you're hearing all these terms thrown out from like, what this person's job is and that person's job, and what they're doing with lenses and what they're doing with lighting, and
it could be a foreign language almost if you don't 100%.
Know it. Yeah. And like, even though I'd been acting for a long time, it had all been on stage, and to suddenly just like pretend like the camera's not there, and it's, at times like 6 inches from your face, and there's way more people just in your eye line, and it's so different than being on stage. And to shake that, honestly, it took me like probably like a year of Flash even before I was really used to like ignoring like all that stuff being in front of you. It's just so different.
Okay, so the Flash, come on, you guys.
He was awesome.
Yeah, so you
I mean, I'm just amazed every week, because the reason why I say that is because you think you heard everyone's story.
Yeah.
And then every week we listen to someone else's story, and you're like, how many different stories? But there's a million different stories. So that's why I said awesome, because I don't know if I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but I am saying the same thing. But it is an amazing thing, because everybody's doing something different, and it is amazing. It's everybody's different.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, he was another one that just reached out to you, just to be an ally to you, during everything, and so that was cool. Just like all the people that we've gotten on because of that.
Yeah, that's actually such a good point. I always forget to say that part. Grant Gustin reached out to me when I opted out. I talked about a lot of people reached out to me, but also a lot of celebrities, A-listers, athletes reached out to me, just only to show their support, to tell me that they're an ally. And so imagine me terrified, opting out, not knowing what's coming next. And then I get all of this love from people that I don't know, but I'm so happy to know now. Grant Gustin was one of those. So it's crazy the things that attract people to you. And it's crazy that now he's somebody that like, I feel like I know, that I'm cool with. And it's the Flash. And I know my son loves the Flash. So it's crazy in that aspect as well. So yeah, like, I love it. So moving on to Remote Roots, Snookabuka. She's doing some things. You know, we're developing, we're constantly creating. And so Snookabuka, what do you have for Remote Roots this week?
Okay, well, you know, it's gardening season, so I'm out there with my spring vegetables, and I've done a couple of episodes talking about that. So this week I decided to do something with kale, one of the most densely nutrient foods on the planet, and it's loaded with antioxidants. First of all, it's good for your health as far as lowering high cholesterol, heart, and all of that. But you know, one of the things I've noticed, especially with all of my grandbabies, I say this all the time, I have 11, they don't like to eat their vegetables. So I thought, okay, let's sneak this vegetable in on them. So my granddaughter, Shayla, my oldest granddaughter, decided to help me do a kale smoothie, and do a taste test so we can feed it to the younger babies. So at any rate, check this out. Snook's healthy kale smoothie. Here you'll see I'm picking some kale from my garden, some fresh kale to add for this smoothie that I'm getting ready to make. Kale is a wonderful way of adding vegetables to your children's diet if they don't like to eat them. Okay, here you'll see I'm washing the kale. Even if you purchase the kale from the grocery store, it still needs to be washed. Here I'll lay it out to dry in preparation for adding it to the smoothie. Next, you'll see I will prepare to put the ingredients together for the smoothie. Here you see them. First, I'll add the strawberries, frozen. Next, frozen peaches. And you can purchase these or use your fresh ones. Here you'll see I'll add some frozen blueberries. Next, I'll add honey for sweetness. You can also add bananas if you want to sweeten it up a little bit more. You can freeze them in preparation for the smoothie. Next, I'll add the greens to the smoothie and the almond milk. Some recipes require that you add the almond milk and the kale together, then add the frozen vegetables. Okay, here I'm processing the ingredients in the bullet. Finished. So now I will pour them in the glasses for a taste test. My granddaughter Shayla and I will see if it's best by taste test. We found that the smoothies were very good. They were not as sweet as we like, so next time we will try to introduce a little bit more sweetness into them. Here you go.
Okay, so this week for Remote Roots, we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to necessarily play a guessing game to show love to somebody killing it in the community. We're just going to show love to a group of people killing it in the community. So as you guys know, I got my shirt on. It's the W this year, 25th anniversary. So we're showing love to the WNBA and the 144 players. We call it one of 144, but there's also a 144 ESPN documentary. It's produced by Shanae Agumake, a WNBA player. Get into the more than an athlete thing, but we just wanted to show love to all the WNBA players, and not only the 144, but the staff, the coaching staff, the people in the league offices, everyone that brings the WNBA together and makes it function how it's functioning. We're thriving right now. I know people feel it. It's on the rise. So we're giving out roses let me start with the Atlanta Dream. And we're not shouting out every team, but I got to shout out the Atlanta Dream because this is just what I do. The Atlanta Dream and the WNBA for what's happening right now. I mean, women's sports are on the rise. You can just see it. Yes, Cole, clap. We can just see it, what's happening in the WNBA. And so we wanted to show love to the 144 and also just the new fans. I'm showing love to the fans that are here now that want to just be a part of the movement. Love to the old fans. Love to everybody. Okay, that's what we doing. And that's all we had this week for Remotely Renee. Catch us next week where we connect while being remote.